Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, I did say afternoon. We are shooting this one a little bit later Central Time. Welcome to the Keep Going podcast, Athletes Shining a Light on Mental Health. If you're on the YouTube, shameless plug, I am traveling. David Mitchell, you're on top of a mountain somewhere. Tell the people where you're at.
Yeah, I'm on Steamboat right now. I just did some yoga outside on the lawn. They have like a yoga session out there at 10:30, so I had to jump out of that to join here. But yeah, it's pretty nice out here right now.
Well, I appreciate your flexibility. And like I said, Kaylynn is on the West Coast. So we got started a little bit later today, which, hey, we roll with the punches. We're 180 plus episodes in. This is what we do. I also was told by Jackie Tripp, who will not be being on the episode today. She said if you don't intro Kaylynn correctly this week, that she's no longer coming on. So my goal all week was to make sure I intro you appropriately. So if I mess anything up, just tell me, okay?
Okay.
All right. So Kaylynn Jones, obviously Oregon Duck. Myself and my wife got to watch Kaylynn at Rosemont actually this spring. My favorite part about Kaylynn is not only she's a great softball player, but the first thing that she did in between going to the bus when the game ended was she found her family and friends and spent a bunch of time. They actually had to catch a flight, Kaylynn, if you remember. You guys were
Yes,
kind of scrambling. And if I'm not mistaken, you spent time with them every minute you could, correct?
correct. We always try to get as much time with them as possible. Sometimes it's a minute, sometimes it's 15 minutes, depends.
I love it. And I know that game was actually a drop dead end, if I remember. You guys
It
were
was.
victorious against Northwestern. Have you
I
ever been a part of a drop dead like that before?
think I have maybe sometime in traveling to like Colorado or Kansas, but nothing that ended up in that kind of little rivalry that we have now with them.
No, no doubt. And something I do want to do is I don't want to butcher any of this year's accolades. I mean, you had a lot of accolades throughout the season. Talk about the awards, talk about what you did as a player and what you did as a team at Oregon this year.
Honestly, I don't really remember much of them. I think our team does a very good job at just trying to really focus on each other, not ourselves. Even when we have our little interviews, it's kind of they might ask about us, but it's like, how do we veer to them about, okay, it's not just one person, it is a whole team thing. It's not, I can't do what I do without my team. So, I mean, we competed hard this year. We were able to host regionals, which was great. It was our goal. Sadly, we weren't able to make it to the next level after that, but as of right now, now we're just focusing on the next steps and how to prepare this summer to get back to where we need to be.
Yeah, I think that parlays nicely to what I just said. You're always about your friends, your family, your teammates, your coaches. I'm glad that you were able to, talk about that today. Some of the accolades I saw is how great you guys did this year in the Big Ten, correct? And also how well you played defensively. How do you get prepared every day to play in one of the best conferences in the country?
100% my fielding coach. I mean, Sydney Romero is my fielding coach. She's a pro herself. She's playing with OKC Spark right now. Some of my teammates, they got the opportunity to go pro, which is amazing. Um, we continue to work every single day. She's literally playing pro right now and still checking in, texting me, how are you? What do we want to work on? What do we want to get ready for next season? Which I think is amazing. She's not just a player, she's a coach and she takes pride in that. So it's amazing to be a part of that and just to see how our coaches really care about us mentally, physically, emotionally, just takes a huge stroll in everything.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, OKC was playing against the Bandits yesterday on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken. Like
I believe
th-
so. I'm not sure.
those those girls can hit. It was like 9-0 early.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there going, wait, Oregon's one of Oregon's best players last year is a pitcher there, correct, as well.
Yes.
Yeah, crazy stuff. I was watching the game. Obviously, we're a softball, baseball family. That's how we spend the weekends. Dave, obviously, you were a former college player. You've dabbled in the instruction world. How did you get prepared to get ready for a season after, I don't know, I wouldn't say an earlier exit than Oregon expected, but you want to go all the way. That's the goal to start the season. Dave, what were your goals and what did you do in the offseason?
Yeah, I think the off season, there's a lot of preparing and putting in the work, and then once you step out onto the field, you got to trust it. You got to believe in yourself, and I think the environment where you surround yourself with, like if you're training with people in the off season as a team, it helps significantly amount to go out on the field, be like, yeah, we did this, we put in the work at 6 a.m. probably 2 days at your level, and just trust the work and believe in yourself is a key, I think.
I like that. And Kaylin, that's a nice segue too. Give me a normal day in Division 1 softball. Like, give me like a normal Monday when you guys aren't playing, just so our athletes and coaches understand, hey, how rigorous some of this stuff can be.
Thankfully, this past season, I think a lot of our Mondays we had off during season, which was nice. It
Beautiful.
was kind of a little reset. But other than that, it was Tuesday through Sundays. And even on our Mondays, we were getting home from Eugene from the Big Ten side at 1 a.m. and still had school the next day. And then you still had to get your individual work as well as treatment if you're injured or treatment just to prepare yourself to not get injured. So it was a long process. It was definitely not something I was like, you always hear about it, but you never it doesn't hit you until you get there. So freshman year, it was kinda like, "Wow, this is, like, grind time." Like, it's ready to go. It's 24/7, but it was a great feeling to be at the field 24/7, and especially our stadium, it was beautiful.
No, absolutely. And if you love what you do, you're going to put the time into it, which you definitely have done. I've also followed your academic accolades. You were someone that was extremely, extremely high GPA. Talk about the academic side for you and where you find time to do all that.
It's actually super funny because my high school years wasn't really my top, like, if I was able to go to college without playing or if I was able to play college softball without doing school, that would 100% be me
Fair
all the
enough.
way, like
Uh,
100%,
we were
but you kinda
JUCO
have to
guys,
do
Kaylin. We get it. We were JUCO guys.
I would 100% just play softball if I didn't have to do school, but, I kinda hit my junior year of high school getting committed. I kinda made a deal with my coach, Coach Lombardi, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get straight A's from here on out, and it's gonna be" that was never me, it was ABs, and it was just I was fine with it. So now going to my junior year, I hate getting a B, and it stresses me out, and that was never me, but now you get your parents going, and you get paid every time you get straight A's, so it makes it even more fun. But it's a lot of work. We have tutors here that help us along the way. Sometimes they'll travel with us if we need them to, but our freshman year, we had non-negotiable tutoring hours, and it was like 6 hours a week, and it sucked when you got done with practice at 5 o'clock and you had tutoring at 7 or 8, and then you had weights at 6 in the morning again, so it was hard freshman year, but as you get there your sophomore year and on, it's kind of like you know what you need to do and you do it.
No, 100%. I think the beauty behind that, kind of going behind the curtain, is helping our athletes understand what it takes. And even
Mhm.
if school is not your favorite thing, it amplifies softball, it amplifies baseball, it amplifies whatever major sport you play. It's good to hear someone at your level, an elite athlete playing on TV at the top of the top, say that to our viewers. So I appreciate that. I want to go a little bit backwards here. So was it always softball? Like, tell me early on, Kaylin Jones, when did the ball get in your hands? When did you say, okay, hey, softball is going to be my thing?
Since almost I was born, I could say my parents met playing softball, so I kinda feel like
No way.
I
Okay,
was
tell
just
me that
thrown into
story.
it.
You got to shout your parents out. Tell me that story. Go ahead.
My dad played basketball at UC Riverside, in college for a little bit, and then he went into the service.
Thank you for
My
your service,
mom
Mr. Jones. Yep.
my mom is from I say Wisconsin and Virginia, so go Green Bay.
Oh, stop it.
Um
Not on this podcast. Don't do it. Nope. Podcast is over. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
um Then we have they just met in Florida. I don't know how they got there originally. I'm guessing my dad was probably stationed out there. I know my godmother lives out in Florida, so I'm guessing that's how my mom was out there. Yeah, and met playing slow pitch, and my mom was with somebody else, and I don't know who my dad was with, but shortly after they got together, and then I was here.
No, I'm very happy not only they met because that's a great power couple of athletes and like leaders, but also we get to talk to you because of that. I mean, when was that moment in junior high or high school where "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna play pretty high level softball." Was there a moment you remember?
Honestly, I've always been not to just, like, be cocky in any kind of
No,
way,
no,
but I
we
was
don't take
always
you for
told
that. Yep, you're good.
I was always told when I was younger that, "Oh, she has high potential, she's gonna go big," and that actually comes a lot like, somebody I remember is, Bob Cassidy, somebody I played with his daughter, Emily Cassidy, in rec ball in Lake Elsinore, and I just remember he was a big guy that kinda put it in my head, like, "Oh, I can be good," and to have a bunch of coaches and my parents as well that pushed me and continue to not let me just hit a certain limit to go over that limit and go higher than I can ever go. It kind of just taught me, like, sky's the limits, like everybody says, so
Oh, that's beautiful. And I think, Kaylin, maybe you see it right now in the baseball and softball space. For whatever reason, coaches don't tell players, "I love and believe in you" anymore. It's not as like normal as it maybe used to be. I don't know. And I've had players tell me in the cage, "Pat, like I've never heard anybody say that you can do this and play in college before." So if you're a coach listening today, that changed your entire life. Do you remember what coaches?
mhm.
Shout them out. Shout them out.
Again, my parents are big ones that
Good.
not only did I want it, but they wanted it as well, and so for them to drop whatever they needed to do to be there for me, I mean, my parents live in Italy right now, and they've dropped it multiple times living overseas to come back to California to compete at a high level, so that was a big thing for me, but, Dave Mercado back in California was a huge one for me. Brian Tidd was ginormous. He's like another father figure to me. He's always been there for me. Yeah, those are 2 big ones that I grew up playing with since I was little and still have contact with them to this day.
No, beautifully said. And as you go on now, right, after this year concludes, we booked this in the summer because
Yeah.
we were planning on, hey, you guys are gonna be national champions this year. Like that was the plan. As you go back for next year, are you gonna change anything in your approach? Like, what changes are you making after a long season?
For me, I just feel like it's just the way that the season ended. It's something I honestly don't want to feel again. It's being out. Last my freshman year in the World Series, we were still doing schoolwork, and it was hard. It was all the other 8 teams weren't doing schoolwork, and we were, and it was. You could definitely tell like we had to split it. Like, they got all their time to focus on just the World Series, but our team, we were focusing on academics as well as preparing for the teams that were playing in the World Series, and I think this year, much as it sucked freshman year to be doing school in the World Series, that's something I wanna do again,
Yes.
and I would rather do that 2 years in a row than be home and finishing school, so I think it's just taking the next steps of how not to feel that way again, so
No, good answer there. I just find it funny. Obviously, my wife was a Division I softball player. She played at Stony Brook in Long Island. Mom, Tammy, is all about this time of year, right? And I'm going, this year I'm cheering aggressively for Oregon compared to last year. Dave knows Megan Grant came out of our facility. She was a power
Oh,
pipe swinger.
nice.
So we love Megan, right? So I'm a big UCLA
Yes.
fan. This year, all of a sudden, I'm cheering for Oregon. And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I'm just, you don't get it. Like, you don't understand how great of a person Kaylin is and what she's done for even kids in our area. How do you find the time for everybody? Like, how do you do it? How do you keep your mental health intact?"
Goodness, I think it's honestly that's something I got from my mom. It's kinda like a little people pleaser, like, whether you're struggling or not, you always make sure you're there for people and you help them with whatever they need to be helped with, and so I think the mental side of it is just it's an up and down. It's hard playing D1 softball and just D1 sports in general with school and people, family, like, it's not something that's easy, and I think it gets overlooked at times, so it's always nice, like, we appreciate you making this podcast and connecting with other athletes to get our stories out and just let people know they're not alone. Because mental health is definitely a really big thing, and it's just something that everybody has to struggle with, whether they want to or not.
Yeah, and I always talk about it. One of our first athletes that ever came on was Annika Thompson, who actually was track and field at Oregon, a big deal, right? And we had her on in the first season. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, we'll never have an athlete at Oregon ever come on this podcast ever again. Like, what are the chances, right? And now to
Yeah.
connect with you and see what she's done with her career, I probably DM her once every couple of weeks, like, I'm so proud of you. She
Aw.
was a different person 3 years ago. And to see what she's done,
Mhm.
not only as an athlete, but also in the mental health community, it's amazing. I see you're on that same trajectory. So if there's an athlete out there today tuning in, wants to be Kaylynn Jones, wants to be on TV playing high level softball, wants to be the person that you are, what advice would you give them?
I would just say strive to be yourself. I know that's kind of something that people are like, "Oh, just be yourself," but I think it's something I think I struggled with when I was younger. Is just trying to be like everybody else and, "Oh, their form works, let me try it. They do this, let me do that." And I think it's just find something that works for you. Um, be your biggest supporter because there's going to be times in life that nobody else is in your corner, and it sucks to even say that because people again will disagree and say I'm always in your corner, but you'll always have haters, and I think that's something that growing up with I struggled with, and accepting it was hard. So it's just be your biggest supporter, work hard, put your head down, and just strive with what you want to go to because anything's possible.
You're doing an amazing job today. Like this is I have not stopped smiling. Look at David Mitchell on top of this mountain. He has not stopped smiling since we started.
That's
I
so
got
good.
so good. I got one more and I'll kick it over to D Mitch's mailbag here. The last one I have is actually out of left field a little bit. I don't get
Okay.
connected today with you without Jason Rotello. Just tell me about Jason and what he means to you. And I just want to just talk about him a little bit. It's all you.
Yeah, okay, so I met him through my uncle Scott, who lives in Illinois,
Who was
and
at the
he's
game.
good
I
friend.
met Scott at the game.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We're
Yes.
connected. Yes.
Yes. So, I met Jason through him, and I kinda went through a lunch with him and a few of his daughter and some of the moms and their kids, and just talked to them about the kind of the recruiting process and just softball in general, kinda just let them on the insights of freshman year and just the process of softball, like, starting at a young age and what you wanna get to, and he's great. I mean, going from never knowing him to he reaches out all the time with big games, he always congratulates me, tells me that I'm doing great. He's proud of me, and again, he showed up to quite a few series, to be honest. I know he flew all the way out to Oregon to be to one, and that was great. So, he's now a part of my support system, which I'm really appreciative, and it was great to have him in my corner now.
Yeah. Jason's one of those people that you don't meet guys like him often in your life,
No,
right?
not at all.
Jason has, I work with his daughter, Brand, at the facility, right? So not only is he a softball dad and a coach,
Mhm.
but he's kind of a father figure to me now. And I
100%,
hope,
yeah.
and he's going to be listening. Like he's going to be listening. I just want to tell the entire pod. He's been on here. We've heard his story. Just, I love Jason. I had to bring him up before we went to Dave. Dave, it's all you, man. I know you're ready. Fire him up.
Yeah. Softball is one of those softball and baseball is like pretty similar in like the mental health, mental sport of things.
Mhm.
If there's someone that may be struggling with their confidence on the field or kind of in their head, because I struggled with this a lot when I was playing through my career. I go 0 for
Yeah.
3 for one day and then I turn to 0 for 30. What
Yes.
advice would you give someone that may be going through that phase?
Honestly, I would be lying if I said it's not something I still go through, and it's something that is a struggle. I think that was my biggest thing my freshman year was being okay with failure, and I think that's the first step is being okay with it, and as somebody who is so hard on themselves and still am, like, I've kind of tried to learn that it's like, this game is inches away from perfection, like, yeah, point proven just there. Like, it's hard to be perfect, and I feel like you can't accept to be perfect if you can't accept failure if you just I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry.
No,
My
yeah,
point is just I don't know, I just think to be okay with failing and to just shake it, just get on to the next point and figure out the next point.
definitely. It's part of the game. It's gonna happen. But
Exactly, it's gonna
it's just,
happen.
yeah, definitely. And then next up that, go get them and keep
Yes.
on believing in yourself, I think
Mhm.
is key because I've struggled with my confidence on the field when I was an athlete. And I think just a little bit of belief and a little bit of like, all right, I'm gonna do it this at bat every single time
Yes. Mhm.
goes a far way.
It's
What's the
hard,
biggest
it's not easy.
No, definitely. What's the biggest thing you've learned playing at that level that you're at right now?
Honestly, I think to take every day and be very grateful for what we have. Like, not everybody gets to play at this high level, and it's a blessing. I mean, we have an amazing stadium, and it's just something that not a lot of people get to experience, and you can work your butt off, and not all programs have nice things, and I just think to embrace that and to just appreciate everything, appreciate every day that you get to go train whether you want to or you don't. So I think Coach Lombardi always says, you don't have to, you get to, and I think we embrace that as a team, and we embrace, like, trusting our process, and, again, taking day by day, like, growing pains are gonna happen, we've had a lot of growing pains throughout our season, and just to embrace them and know that what we go through now is to get us ready for the World Series.
I love that answer. My last question is what do you do for your mental health? What do you like to do?
Um, I honestly haven't accepted my mental health until this past honestly, really this year. I mean, I've tried my freshman year, I tried to go to a little therapist, like a sports therapist. It was just all sports driven, and it was your sports is the reason you're like this. And it's not just that. It's honestly school affects it, at home life affects it. Like, it's not just your sport that affects your mental health. And I think for people to realize that you could be struggling on the field because of outside factors. And I realize that this season is take initiative to talk to somebody, like, don't keep it in, it's hard. It really is, it's hard to accept, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm struggling in my head," and for people to try to understand what you're going through, and people probably don't understand as much as you want them to understand, and just being okay with doing it yourself. And so I think reaching out for help is honestly the first step, and acknowledging it yourself that something's going on. I think that took me a long time, is to know that, okay, something's not right. What is it? So you start talking to somebody, and it opens your eyes. Like, it's once you actually say things out loud, I feel like that's when you notice, like, oh, there's something out there that could be done.
Identifying triggers
Yes.
is easier said than done, but it's
100%.
huge in the mental health, mental performance side, right, in sports. Dave, fantastic job as always. Kaylin, I have one more for you. It's the preface
Yeah.
of our podcast. It's hopefully why people are still listening right now, 24 minutes in. What is your keep going moment? What is something that knocked you down that would have took down the normal person that you got through?
Honestly, I don't know if this would answer, but I just think the hate that I grew up with. People just didn't want me to succeed, and I feel like that just pushed me to succeed and prove them wrong. Like, it's you just get people that don't exactly have what you have, or just accept or acknowledge that you're a great athlete and a great person, and I feel like once you get people that starts talking behind your back and wanting you to fail, I think that just kinda motivates you, at least it did for me. So, I think that was kinda my push, and now I'm doing whatever I can to prove them wrong.
Yeah, I don't want you to like have to revisit that or relive that. I know that can be
No, you're
hard.
fine. You're totally fine.
I
You're totally
appreciate
fine.
it. I appreciate you being vulnerable with us. We are a mental health podcast, and Caitlin, I played college baseball. I remember frat row. yelling some really bad stuff to me on the road. And like high
Yeah.
school teammates, when I committed, they were not exactly supporting me, right? I've been
Hmm.
there. Can you give me, like, I don't want you to name names. Can you give
No,
me an
you're fine.
example? I think it's so good for girls 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and beyond to hear this stuff is going on. So can you put some light on that, please?
Yeah, I just think it kind of started back in travel, and it was just something that, like, people just weren't, for some reason, okay with your success. They didn't like you to shine. They didn't want you to have the attention, and maybe they wanted it for themselves, and they weren't okay with their own teammates having it, and it was kind of just like "Okay, we're teammates, like, I'm doing what I'm doing for us, it's not just me, like, why be against it? Why not support me? Why not be in my corner?" And then I feel like it kinda shined bright in high school. I committed, and then I moved to Texas my junior year, which was amazing. I loved it.
You're a dog. You're a dog for that.
I
Yes, go ahead.
loved it. It was great. I'll probably end up back there, hopefully with the facility of my own. Um, and just it was kind of like, "Okay, you're going to Oregon, like, are you really that good?" And it was like, just people chirping behind my back, and then I'd find out, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm proving to you that I'm here for a reason. Why are you still against me?" And it sucks when it's your own teammates, and it's thankfully, I love Oregon for that. Like, we really strive for our connections with each other, and our chemistry is outrageous. Like, it's amazing, and I feel like it's a difference. Like, when you play with somebody that supports you, it's way easier to do that with rather than with people that you don't know if they're gonna support your accomplishments or not.
No, of course, and that's amazing. I obviously followed you all year, and the first thing that you would do after a big play or a big home run or whatever it may be is you would look at your dugout. And I just that that when my wife and I were at the game, I couldn't stop talking about how team focused you were. So for any like women's softball player, baseball, whatever sport out that's going through some of that hate, remember there's people out there that really love and care about you. And
Yes.
eventually you're going to be somewhere like Duck Country where you look around and you're like, all 30, how many people you have, right? How many players, coaches, trainers that have your back every day. What a beautiful thing to see you now at that position of your career.
It's amazing. It's a great feeling, and I feel like it's made a difference. It's made me be who I am. It's made me be able to express what I do on the field in a different light. Like, yeah, travel in high school was great, but I just feel like playing here at the University of Oregon with our coaches and our girls, like, it just makes a difference with how close we are and how connected we are.
No, and that's a beautiful send off for today. The last thing I'd say, Kaylin, is you're absolutely inspiring myself and Dave. I loved you before. You didn't even know me and you said hi to me when I met you. But the fact that you've taken time today and shine light on areas that are a little bit darker for you, that says a lot about who you are as a person. That you-
I truly appreciate you guys having me out here. It was great. I was a little nervous. Talking's not really my strong suit, but it's important to shine your struggles on the internet. Like, mental health is a huge thing, and not everybody's alone. So everybody has a different story. Some people have the same one, but in a different path. So
I've also followed your PR. You were an A plus today. Like you're doing an amazing job. I know this isn't your favorite thing to do, but you were incredible today. Dave, go ahead, dude. It's all you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. And I know it's helped me today, and it's helped a lot of other people out there that come on and listen to the podcast. So thank you for coming on and sharing your story.
thank you so much for having me.
No, absolutely. And I keep looking over at my wife and just smiling. It's like I've been in that household where you're going through this right now. And I just know you're gonna do amazing things. Outside of that, shout out again to Jason for connecting us. I hope everybody
Yes.
has a great rest of their Sunday. And above all else, keep going. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.